Butler, we were laid off, much like Larry Crowne.
We were for a time.
During COVID times. Why didn't we go back to school and kind of find ourselves and find a group of people that we could rally around to help each other out? Join a moped gang.
Right. I think it was the quarantine, but also why couldn't we find our own plucky young lady who could help rise us up from our bootstraps and find ourselves and fall in love with the teacher?
Well, I'm already married, so that's not going to be my thing.
You have to find yourself. That's the only way to find yourself in Larry Crowne. Did that seem forced? Because it was.
Ladies and gentlemen, please notice that exits are conveniently located at the front and rear of this auditorium. When leaving the theater, we suggest that the exit at the front of the auditorium will allow you easier access to the parking areas. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mike Butler.
And I'm Mike Field.
And this is Forgotten Cinema, a show where we talk about films that seem to be forgotten by audiences, whether it be because a more popular movie was released at the same time or the film simply didn't catch on with an audience in its initial run. We'll discuss what we love about the movie, maybe don't love about it, but we'll always recommend you revisit it. You never know, you might find your own forgotten gem. If you enjoy Forgotten Cinema, we want to hear from you on YouTube. We're on Facebook, Instagram, the TikTokies. We're everywhere with a backlog of over 300 episodes for your pleasure.
You say it like you're 58 years old. You don't know about TikTok.
The TikTokies.
Oh, God, it's insulting. What's going on?
Nothing much. I was laid off from Umart, as you know. I thought I was going to get Employee of the Month, but it turns out Rob Riggle fired me. So I just gotten divorced. I'm really in a rut.
You just got divorced? Does that happen?
Yeah, he's
I don't remember.
More than less recently divorced. Or me in this case.
Yes.
My neighbor told me you should go back to school, learn some stuff maybe. And so I went to community college. I took a couple classes in public speaking, which was called a ridiculous name. I can't remember off the top of my head. It turns out Julia Roberts was my teacher.
Yeah.
I also
communication, the art of informal speaking.
Informal speaking, yes.
Or something like that, yeah.
I started to kind of fall for my teacher. I thought she was real cute, Julia Roberts, and some plucky,
pretty woman,
plucky girl,
down the street,
decided to try to fix me, make me not so lame anymore. I joined a scooter gang, and
gang. I know.
That's basically it.
The moped gang.
The moped gang.
One of them was
by
riding
Fez.
a bike too. Yeah, jeez, anyone gets that 70s show reference.
Oh.
All right, cool. Yeah, so we're doing Larry Crowne we're season 21, second episode. So let's get into the facts, and then we'll kind of discuss the movie week. Before this episode began, we were kind of chatting about it, and I was like, I don't really know what we're going to talk about. This is going to be a weird episode because there's obviously things that we want to discuss, but it's not. I just feel like it's not a whole heck of a lot.
No.
I feel like this movie's like empty calories.
I was kind of after I watched this movie, I was kind of afraid. I was like, oh my God, this is like the first movie. I don't know. Let's
get into the facts and then we'll get into that stuff. So Larry Crowne has a runtime of 98 minutes. It's rated PG-13. Production budget of $30 million. It came out on Friday, July 1st, 2011. So big July 4th weekend release date.
This movie didn't need to be $30 million.
I imagine that's a lot of the fees, probably the cost of. I'm sure.
Actors.
I know Tom Hanks is the producer for the movie, but he's also directing it. He's starring in it. He probably paid himself twice, right?
I would imagine. Yeah.
Opening weekend, it did $13 million, domestic 35.6, international 39.4 for a worldwide total of $75 million. Production company was Vendome Pictures and Playtone. Distributed by Universal Pictures in the United States and Summit Entertainment internationally. So I said it came out on July 1st. Let's go back a week to June 24th, where you had a wide release of Cars 2 and Bad Teacher. Cars 2 is obviously the big film there.
Bad Teacher is one of the worst films I ever saw in our theater.
That's what Cameron Diaz and Timberlake?
Jason Segel and Justin Timberlake.
Timberlake's in that?
Yep.
No, I thought the Jason Segel, Cameron Diaz one was Sex Tape.
No. That also might be.
But they're doing two different ones?
He's definitely in Bad. He's the gym teacher that she's not into at first.
Right.
But he's just as much of a dick as her.
Interesting. Yes, right.
That movie was so bad.
How bad was it?
So it was like we went on a double date with Elise's friend and her boyfriend at the time. And it was like me and Elise, and we saw it. And I got tickets for free because I worked at the theater. And it was the only movie where I apologized to people after. I was like, I am so sorry. Like I wanted, like that was one of the few movies, that and the Sandra Bullock one, that Heat, that you walked out of. One of the two movies where I walked out of a free showing and wanted my money back.
Well, that was a screening. The Heat, right?
The Heat,
yeah.
Yes, The Heat.
That was a screening.
Yeah.
And it was me, you, and our boss, and you're like, don't leave me with her. I go, dude, I gotta go.
Yeah, you left. I was like,
yeah.
And then it turned out that she hated it too. And she was just sitting there, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. I have seen clips of it, and some of the clips make me laugh looking back. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it.
Well, we were also watching it like past midnight.
Yeah.
We worked that day.
Yeah. All right. Well, I can be honest with you. I don't remember a whole heck of a lot about Bad Teacher.
I just remember how much I didn't like.
I also don't remember a whole heck of a lot about Sex Tape. So there's that too.
I don't know if I've seen that.
You know,
I know
what it's about.
Yeah,
I think Jason Bateman's in that too. I think maybe not. Or Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, I think, is in Sex Tape.
I don't know. I can't remember. That's truly a forgotten film for me.
I'm not putting it on.
So anyways, so the Wednesday after that weekend, the 29th of June, you had a Transformers Dark of the Moon. Came out on a wide release. So that's obviously which one's that?
I think that's the first Mark Wahlberg one.
That's
no, you're not. No, I think that's the
Shia LaBeouf
that's the last Shia LaBeouf one. Yeah.
On July 1st, when Larry Crowne came out, it went up against Monte Carlo. That's the Selena Gomez film, and a limited release of The Perfect Host. And then the week after, the 8th of July, you had a wide release of Zookeeper and Horrible Bosses. So, I mean, like, I know Zookeeper was supposed to be like a big hit, but it just looked so bad. Horrible Bosses is funny.
I like Horrible Bosses.
So this film was directed by Tom Hanks, like I already said. He's done That Thing You Do and an episode of the TV show Band of Brothers, of course. I think he has also directed an episode of From Earth to the Moon. Written by Tom Hanks and Nia Vardalos. Hanks has done Greyhound and episodes From Earth to the Moon. Vardalos has done My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which she was nominated for an Oscar for, and she's also done all the obviously weddings, Greek weddings, and she also wrote I Hate Valentine's Day, which I've never heard of that, so I'm interested to kind of check the trailer for that and kick the tires on that because I like her. I like her writing. Cinematographer was Philippe Rossellot. Right? Rossellet? Not Let because it's OT. Rosselot? I'm sorry. He won an Oscar for A River Runs Through It. He was nominated for Henry and June and Hope and Glory. The composer was James Newton Howard, who was nominated for 9 Oscars. He's done The Dark Knight, The Village, most of Shyamalan's films, as Butler told me. Off air. Edited by Alan Cody, who's done Speed 2, Cruise Control, and Inspector Gadget. Produced by Gary Goetzman and Tom Hanks. Goetzman has done Where the Wild Things Are and The Circle. And Hanks is obviously, he produced My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Mamma Mia. He's produced a ton of other stuff. A lot of his movies now that he's got out. Tom Hanks is in this film, Butler.
What?
As Larry Crowne. Now, 1, 2. Is this our first Tom Hanks film?
No.
We did a Tom Hanks film?
Oh, we did Joe versus the Volcano.
Okay.
But I think we also might have done one other, but I'm not positive. We definitely did Joe versus the Volcano.
2, 3, 4, 5. He has been nominated for 6 Oscars. I might have done this with you with Joe versus the Volcano.
Do I remember? Probably not.
Probably not.
Philadelphia, Forrest Gump.
He won. Those are the 2 he won. He nominated for Saving Private Ryan. 3 more.
The Mr. Rogers one. But
Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
In the Neighborhood.
An early one.
Free Philadelphia?
You already said yes. Pre-Philadelphia.
Pre-Philadelphia.
Comedy role.
Big?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I think that surprised me when we did Joe versus
Yes,
Volcano.
and Castaway. Those are the ones he was nominated for.
Yep.
Julia Roberts as Mercedes Taino, or Mercy, as some of them call him. She's been nominated for 4 Oscars. Butler, August Osage County, Steel Magnolias, Pretty Woman, and she won for Aaron Brockovich.
Thank God you did that one. I would have gotten on it. I would have gotten Aaron Brockovich.
I think we did that when we did Conspiracy Theory.
We probably did, yeah.
Gugu Mbatha-Raw as Talia, who is becomes Larry Crowne's friend, also part of the Moped gang. She's a TV show Loki. She's in the movie Belle, Concussion, and A Wrinkle in Time. Wilmer Valderrama as Del Gordo, Talia's boyfriend and the leader of the Moped. I know it's not the Moped gang, but I'm going to call him that. The Moped gang. TV show That 70s Show, and also the TV show NCIS for quite a while. Pam Grier as Frances, who is Mercedes or Mercy's friend, teacher friend. She's in Jackie Brown, obviously, Foxy Brown, and Ghost of Mars. Cedric the Entertainer as Lamar. He is Larry Crowne's neighbor who has the rummage sale every weekend, I guess, or every day.
He just always has a yard sale.
Which I guess, I know in Connecticut, you can only do it like twice a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's laws. There's certain laws, obviously, in certain states. So I'm curious if, I guess they're in California. They're supposed to be in California.
Once they go into the city street area, it definitely
it was shot
California,
shot in California. I just don't know where the movie took place, but I'm wondering if
they have different laws.
They could always have a rubber set like that. He's in Barbershop, Johnson Family Vacation, and the TV show The Neighborhood, and Taraji P. Henson plays his wife, Bella. She's nominated for an Oscar for The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. She's also in Hustle and Flow and Hidden Figures. Then Bryan Cranston is in there as Mercedes' husband, Dean Taino, who's obviously Breaking Bad, Argo. He was nominated for an Oscar for Trumbo.
I forgot about that.
I'm going to run through the cast of students.
Faculty.
There are names in there, but
a couple people, yeah.
Yeah, so Rami Malek is in there. Steve DiBiase, he's obviously won an Oscar for Bohemian Rhapsody. Malcolm Barrett as Dave Mack. I know him from the TV show Timeless. I don't know if you ever watched Timeless.
I did not, but he was on The Boy, or he was on The Boys, and then he's in Better Off Ted, which I really liked. He was a character on Better Off Ted.
Grace Gummer as Natalie. She's in Frances Ha, TV show Let the Right One In, which I didn't even know they did a TV show. I thought they just did the movie.
I've wanted to watch the TV show, but I think it only went 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm. Sarah Levy as Eli from TV show Schitt's Creek. This is actually her first credit, I guess. And then you had George Takei in there as one of the econ teacher, Dr. Matsutani. Obviously from the original Star Trek. Ian Gomez, who plays the chef. You've seen him in Cougar Town and My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Cougar Town's a TV show. Rob Riggle, as Mike said, is in there. Dale Dye is also in that scene where they fire Larry.
Yep.
And then Rita Wilson is in there. Chet Hanks is in there. You see Chet Hanks?
I was like, that looks like Tom Hanks. And then I read the note. I was like, oh, it was Chet Hanks.
Chet Hanks. Yeah. All right.
And then Rita obviously is like really easy. Like as soon as she popped up, I was like, she has the super blonde.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of her character. And I'm just like, come on. Why are you gonna be goofy?
I didn't get her character.
All right. So that's pretty much the cast and the other facts. And we'll kind of get into some other stuff as we talk, but to jump on our point, like what we were talking about before I started with the facts, I just like, I think the analogy of saying like, this felt like a lot of empty calories. Like I just didn't know, like we've watched movies before, like Waitress and Begin Again. And I'm trying,
the one where the kid goes to summer camp with,
the Way Back?
Way Back. Yeah.
We've watched movies before where you just can't help but smile and it just makes you feel good. And it's a good film. It's a really nice film. And you just come away with such a positive feeling. And I know that that's what the intention of this film is. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, I don't get that. I'm not the opposite. I'm not anti this film. I'm not angry about it. It's like Jerry Seinfeld when he's like, what is it? He starts crying. He's like, what is this salty discharge? I have no feeling. I don't know why it's not resonating with me. Maybe we can try to figure that out here.
I think I have the same feeling. I think it tries to do too many things in one film that the focus is lost. You only have an hour and 38, which I like that it's only an hour and 38. But there's this love story that doesn't really develop. It just happens.
Yeah.
Between Larry and Mercy. Which just doesn't feel as earned as it should.
No, I agree with you. I think that romance is forced because that is not the crux of what Larry Crowne is trying to solve. Like I know you said he's divorced, but there is like, I didn't even think about that.
Right.
But the inciting action in this film is that he loses his job because he doesn't have the education that he needs. I'm like, okay. So then he goes to school. The whole idea of him learning in the economics class about what he learns about so that he can figure out what to do with his home, like get his life in order.
Well, I thought the econ class was so that he could never be fired again for that reason. But the econ class gave him the ideas on how to save his home.
Solve the problem that they put forth in the beginning of the movie.
Solve his money and job problems.
In the beginning of the movie, there is the issue of him being alone or lonely or not having really love is not there.
Right.
So then you have this romance, as you talk about, that feels very forced and just feels like, why do I need this? And I think why a big reason why it's there is Larry Crowne disappears for like 20 minutes of this movie because we focus on Mercedes Taino and Julia Roberts' character and all and her life and how she breaks up with her husband, she divorces her husband, and then Frances comes over, played by Pam Grier, like we're gonna get through this, and like this isn't. I don't understand. This is not your story.
Get that at all?
Yeah.
Like it's the end of the movie, and then now she's working out.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like a training montage, and it's just like, I didn't get that.
Yeah,
I didn't get the purpose of it.
Right. She's a character that starts off angry and bitter and sad and alone and all that stuff. And by the end of the movie, like that whole scene where she's like, shake it out. And she's laughing and smiling like, oh, wow, I'm great. She's really turned the corner. But it's like, but you're not the lead.
I'm okay with that part of it, because that's kind of something Larry can solve by being a student at the school, which was the inciting incident. Like, he had to go to the school, but the love story aspect is forced into it. Like from the get-go, because she's cranky as a teacher and she doesn't believe, that's the first thing you see when you meet her, is like, that's her complaint. It wasn't Bryan Cranston as a shitty husband. It was that she doesn't believe in teaching anymore. So her class helps her. So I get that little arc. Like every major like secondary character needs a little arc, and I get that. But it's the falling in love with Larry out of nowhere. Like 2 seconds ago, he was a doofus that she really could care less about, and then she immediately, drunk or not, like makes out with him, which I don't get, and then immediately falls in love with him afterward just because he didn't squeal.
He's a man. He's a gentleman.
School.
He's a gentleman. Well,
because he didn't kiss and tell. All right.
Well, secondary characters, yes. It's great that when they all have arcs, and they should have arcs, but their arcs need to be affected or have some correlation to the main character. So her arc, that arc of becoming happy, has to have something to do with the introduction of Larry Crowne into her life, because this movie's called Larry Crowne. But how they do that is this romance that they force.
Right. And it should be just through the classroom.
Correct.
Exactly.
And to that point, there's no other supporting character that Larry Crowne affects in this way. Him entering the life of, any other people has really changed their life in any way. I do not believe that like the Talia character would have gotten to where she was with or without Larry Crowne.
She absolutely would have.
Right.
That should have been the crux of the story. That should have been the quote unquote love story, because it was far more interesting with Wilmer Valderrama's character.
That was funny.
Like always being like Del just being super jealous of him. And she just wants
this is a window. I can see you.
And like looking at his butt when he's trying to get in with the pants with the tighty whities. Just like that stuff was funny. It worked. It was a relationship that wasn't really sexual, but it was kind of like a love. And he's like, everyone falls in love with Talia, but remember that she's mine or whatever.
Yeah.
I love her most. Oh, I love her mostest or whatever he says. It's funny. But I think that should have been what you focus on. And I know that apparently in the notes, it says that this is based on the life of someone Tom Hanks knows.
Well, I had two notes. One was based on his friend, Jim Chandler.
Right.
This happened to him. But then I have it that this was inspired by Hank's time studying at Cabot College, whatever. It's like, so which is it? Like, that's again, two notes.
Well, the college thing might be his experience in class, and then the other guy's life.
Maybe.
But yeah, I just think it pulls you in so many different ways. So at the end of the movie, like, I'm happy for Larry. It's a nice movie. But like you, I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like we're seeing all these disparate parts of Larry's life. We don't know which one to focus on. What did he need fixing?
See, what I'm going to give some weird movie analogies here in terms of like what I'm saying we want out of this film in terms of like the movie Larry Crowne should affect the people around him.
Sure.
Harry and the Hendersons. like they meet, obviously, Harry, and they help him, but he helps them. He changes their lives.
Sure, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Together, their family.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll give a better one. Tom Hanks in A Man Called Otto. I don't know if you've seen that.
No,
okay, so
it didn't look like
in that movie. He's somebody who The Man Called Otto. He loses his wife, I think, a year earlier, and he's somebody who is very like he's
a curmudgeon.
He's curmudgeon, stuff like that, and he's trying to kill himself throughout the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's trying to. He's just basically like, I'm going to kill myself. But his neighbors, like, he ends up helping the neighbors one thing, and they need his help, and they help him, and he helps them. Like that's what
Tom
you
Hanks
want
in the terminal.
But that's even a better one. Yeah, like that's what you want. You want your lead character obviously to grow, but he also has to affect change in other people. Larry Crowne does not do that for anybody here, and
they act like he does.
That's what bothers me, because maybe that's why I don't feel anything at the end, because it's so disingenuous. They don't earn it. And I think you might have said that already. They don't earn anything.
No,
and you're just kind of like, okay, that's great. He's back in Econ 2. And
Well, he passed. He was flying first to get done in the test. It's like, was there a doubt?
Like the whole thing with, she's like, hey, Larry, I gave you an A+ and I'm not an easy A. I'm like, oh, okay. Now go cook my eggs.
She gave Remy Malek a C+. Well, it was all right. He had the notes on his hand, but it was all right.
He cheated. That was absolutely a C+ effort. And like, he's like when he's like Steve DiBiase, I go like, that's really your name? Like, come on. Like, I'm thinking of Steve Holt from Arrested Development.
Oh,
that looks like more like a Steve DiBiase than you. Just change your name. Come on. And they even did something with like, I think there was stuff in here that they took out. So like when they introduced the classmates and the students, the girl Lala or whoever it was.
Right.
I can't remember what her full name was.
Oh, she's got like a shy thing.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be something. And like nothing. And nothing happened. I'm like, so we're not changing. Okay. So
I thought the same thing. Yeah. He's going to have to get her out of her shell or learn some like sad secret about her. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. I just didn't get that.
It made no sense.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is like, you think you were going to like learn more because it's a class of 10 people. Including Larry, because the whole thing is 9 people. All right, this class is canceled. It's just, I thought we would really get to know more of these classmates better, but you really don't get to know any of them. Maybe 3 of them have slight personalities, but like that's it.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, all right. But then we're going to focus on Talia and her group. But also then I thought, okay, so she's going to distract him from learning and then he's got to make a choice, friendship or school. And that never happens either because even with the distractions of that and getting a line cook job, he's still fine. Which
came out of nowhere too, because he's in the diner and he's like, I know a place. And we just meet this place. You know, we have all these people that he knows. And all of a sudden, like, they're all great friends. I'm like, where were these people before?
That's another scene where I'm pretty sure they must have cut something because the first time we meet the owner, he's making some kind of joke and Fez is making a joke back at him.
Yeah.
Del, and it's just like, I don't know you. Who are you?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we get to know him, but it's like, we're already an hour into the film. So it didn't, or not an hour, but like maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah. It feels like we're missing stuff at times and we're missing setups and maybe there was another scene at Frank's because it just starts off, he's at Umart and then all of a sudden they can him. And you like, you think that you don't see anybody else from Umart anymore. You just see the Rob Riggle character delivering the same pizza at the end, which I know it's 2011, but it's not that far off. Like the way that they canned him is so inappropriate and
Larry? Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, but he would have a potential lawsuit because that
was my thinking. It's like, whoa, the position didn't call for education, but apparently in the notes it says it's kind of based like Kmart did the same thing.
Yes, they didn't want to. So what ends up happening is, as you get older in the company, you were able to achieve retirement benefits, and to avoid that, they would let people go. Yeah. So then do that. So I know this is where you have a choices made for comedy rather than for realism,
right?
And that's a fine line because if it's too ridiculous, then you're just like, this is so stupid. This wouldn't happen this. These people wouldn't be saying these things. This guy wouldn't be so insensitive. Oh, here's your pizza, like. There would be no way that would happen.
Yeah.
It would be much like in the George Clooney film, Up in the Air, when they bring him in to terminate people and then have the one scene with J.K. Simmons and like that's what it would be like. It would be, it's
for a second I thought you were going to say Burn After Reading with John.
No.
It's freak out.
Well, Harry and the Henderson's not. But it's just unfortunate because I want to laugh and I know it's supposed to be funny, but what's overtaking me in that scene is just anger because I'm like, there's no way that this would be like this. And it's bothering me that you're just letting him go like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe that's the point. It's supposed to bother me, but it's not making me laugh. None of it's making me laugh.
I don't think I laughed at all in the movie. I maybe smiled, but I don't know. Oh, maybe I laughed a couple times. Like it's small things, but like, yeah, for the most part, I didn't think it was like the funniest movie. I mean, I thought the stuff with her husband, Bryan Cranston, like just the little things. Like, I'm a guy's guy who likes to be a guy, whatever he says.
I laughed. I wrote the line like, oh, new media, remember that? And I was trying to figure out like what exactly he does. He wrote a book.
He wrote 2 books.
But then he's online doing blog stuff.
He's a blogger, but he thinks he's going to make it by commenting on people's posts.
Yeah, I didn't quite get what he was doing.
So you write lame, this and that.
Yeah. So and his stuff when he was just like when they're leaving the restaurant, he's like, "Can you just grab the cheesecake? Can you just grab the cheesecake so it doesn't slide?" Which I mean, it's not yeah. Well,
Yeah, take it off the dash.
Come on, that would bother me too. So there's stuff like that, and his when she comes home and he's obviously looking at porn, but he's looking at clip art images on his, like you could tell they're clip art images in a file folder on his website, on his computer. It's not a website. He's not on any kind of, he's not watching anything. So it's like, he's like, oh, you're looking at online porn. No, he's not. He's just looking at images. That's all he's doing, which is still bad. It's still weird, but I want to go back to one more thing about the firing when they were letting him go.
Yes.
I don't think that would ever happen now because he's a veteran. Because he was, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He was in the Navy. There's no way they would There's no way.
20 years in the Navy.
They would be like, listen, we'll pay for you to go get the education you need to qualify for this.
Well, that's the other thing about a lot of jobs now.
Yeah.
A lot of corporations will pay for your education that's based on like an advancements within a company. Like
Right.
even our theater, when we worked for our theater company, they did that.
Yep.
If it's education based on advancement in that career, they'll pay it. They'll help pay for
But
it.
he could also have gone to school under the GI Bill.
He could. Well, that's probably how he paid for
Well,
community college, I would assume, because he's broke now.
So
he has
he
no
just
job.
never went. Yeah,
He just never went. Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know if there's a statute
20
of
years, he
limitations
probably
on
got a
GI
nice
Bill,
pension, so he's probably got some money.
I don't know. Who knows? And they made that. And the other thing
is, wouldn't his house also have been helped to be paid for?
Yeah.
Because you get the GI Bill helps you pay for your house.
How about when Bella, Taraji P. Henson's character, says to him, "Larry, you can get a lot of money off of all those records. I can show you on eBay."
And
then
nothing happens.
And we just forget about that. See, that's the thing. Like, there's just like, I know you're making a feel good movie, but like, can you put something else in there so I can just latch on to something?
Yeah.
And that's all we got.
Pretty much. I mean,
I'm going to give you some facts.
let mommy.
They're not a lot, so just calm down. Did you see the thing about how Cranston went on an accelerated diet?
I saw because he was like so like.
Well, he's not shooting. Is he shooting Breaking Bad during this time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably the first season is already.
Because I think he was wearing a piece only because he shaves his head for a couple of seasons of Breaking Bad. He doesn't shave his head for like the last couple of seasons.
They put a bald cap on him because he was starting to do other movies at that point.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure like so.
When does he shave his head in the show? In season one? Or is it after season one?
When's the season? When's the episode when he throws the pizza on the roof?
That's season one.
I think it's in the season one. Yeah. Because, I think. I don't know. It's when he becomes Heisenberg.
Right.
So it's either the end of one or season 2 or something like that.
All right.
I've seen the season. I've watched the show twice too. I rewatched the show.
I want to see like when it started.
While you're doing that,
2008. Oh, so yeah, it's in the middle of
So
he's probably wearing a
or something like that. I think Tom Hanks is wearing something in the beginning. I think he's either. I don't know. I mean, I actually think that everybody in Hollywood is either has some kind of hair transplant surgery or is just doing whatever they're doing. And that's fine. That's fine. They're actors. I said this before. That's their craft, their face and their body and their image. That's their craft. I get it. I totally get it. But I want to know.
He might be wearing a piece at the beginning and then
his
he has
hair's
his real
so bad.
hair.
Yeah.
He has his real hair afterward because he probably was just like, I don't want to have this terrible hair when I'm
I get it.
out.
I get it. His hair is terrible in the beginning. And because you say they make him like almost like a goofball a little bit.
He's so goofy.
Like a simpleton a little bit. And it's really,
well, that's when the movie started. That's what I thought he was. And then you see like, he's not.
Yeah, they play.
They just play it up.
He's playing like he's maybe like 1/5 of Forrest Gump. You know what I mean? It's really just like, and I can't, because you see it and you're just like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Are you?
How many times do you get employee of the month?
Yeah, that's it. Like, I'm sorry, but he's not making a lot of money just being an employee at Umart.
No.
If he was a manager, maybe I would believe that, but he's not. He's just an employee.
Yeah.
He's not making a lot of money. So I don't know. The house is probably paid for. Like there's a lot of questions.
But it's not paid for because he keeps having problems with it.
Yeah. 71% of the audience, according to the studio for this movie, was over 50 years old.
I believe it.
According to CinemaScore, 93% of the people that saw this film were over 25. So, I mean, it's definitely an older film. You're
going to see it because it's got Tom Hanks and Julia Roberts, and that's going to be an older crowd.
And I don't know their age difference. I know that he is definitely older than her.
He's got to be born in the 50s, which they make a joke about, but it's got to be true.
He's born in the 50s, and he's like 70 now.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. He is same age as my dad, so he is 69.
So how old is Julia Roberts? In her 50s?
I'm on it.
53? I'm going to guess 53.
She 1967. So if he's 69, she is 58. Or no, 58. Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I don't, and they both look great for their age. Well, back then, no, this is in 2011. So this is 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah, so she's 44.
Yeah.
And he's 56.
Yeah. I don't buy the romance because of the age difference. Plus, also, Tom Hanks is like
goofy, and
yes.
she's Julia Roberts. No, 100%. Right. That's why Bryan Cranston lost a bunch of weight, bleached his teeth because he wanted it to be believable that he could be married to Julia Roberts. 100%. Like that's why. That's why he did it.
That's the problem I had with, and I like the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I like this movie, but I had a really tough time with the Jim Carrey Kate Winslet connection. I just didn't buy it.
I don't know. I mean, he's a little older, but
I just maybe because he's goofy too. I just didn't buy it. To me, I was like, eh.
But that happens a lot in Hollywood. You get these actors that are like way older than
I get it.
And they're like,
totally.
oh, I'm so in love with you.
I get it. 100%. Yeah, it happens all the time. It'll always keep happening. It'll never stop happening.
I think we either talked about a movie or we watched a movie where the male character was like 20 years older than the female character was like really young
on the show,
playing on the show or in the film. Yeah. I don't remember what it was, but we had just talked about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's always going to be like that. I'll give you some reviews. Your favorite, Ebert, stated that the film has, quote, a good premise and a colorful supporting cast, but what it doesn't have is a reason for existing.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah. I mean, I don't even think it has a good premise. It's just got a colorful cast. Like, I like the people that are in it, like the actors and the characters. I just don't think that they're doing anything.
Yeah, and some of the scenes are fun, and some of the scenes are interesting, and what they're doing is interesting. But there's together, you're just kind of like, okay, what now?
Yeah.
James Berardinelli from Real Views says, Larry Crowne isn't a lot smarter than the average summer movie, but at least it's quieter, more sincere, and mercifully shorter than most of its box office competition.
I guess that's true.
And then finally, Mark Olson from The Village Voice says, with its eager to please congeniality, it almost works, but with a pacing that is at once comfortably assured and frustratingly slack, like holding exactly to the speed limit on a stretch of open road, Larry Crowne never quite comes to life.
That's super wordy, but also not wrong. I mean, I get what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just playing it safe the entire way through.
Yeah. I mean, you just want more, you know, like it's not like I can't sit here and tell you that, oh, Larry Crowne's not like, we're going to talk about who you recommend it to. Like, I would still kind of say like, it's okay. Like, it's okay.
But you know, you know what I'd rather watch is Crazy Stupid Love. Another movie where you're supposed to feel good. It's about a loser trying to get his groove back or whatever. And it's got a colorful supporting cast, but the premise works.
Yeah.
Everyone's got an arc. It's so tight and well made, and
it's better written,
and it puts a smile on your face the same way. I'd watch that over this.
Yeah, well, of course.
Like this is just like this doesn't take those punches or those doesn't try like that movie does.
Yeah, in
certain things, it just plays it too safe all the way through.
Like you always when you tell a story, when you put together a movie, when you're the director or the writer or whenever, the genesis of a film. You always, I guess, subconsciously ask yourself, why am I telling this story? And you can answer this because Hanks is trying to tell the story of his friend. So I guess that's good. But
right.
But that seems like that's the only reason. And there's no other reason. Like there's got to be another reason. I don't know. I find it very hard to figure out why this movie exists, like just why I don't connect with it. Why, and we've talked about it a little bit here. I'm just struggling I want to like this movie like I like the movie Waitress. I want to like this movie like I like the movie Begin Again. Like those movies that we mentioned. I want to like this movie like those, and I just can't.
I think the reason it exists is maybe Tom Hanks wanted to do something lighthearted.
Sure.
Maybe he does a lot of serious stuff. So maybe he was just like, I want something lighthearted. I want something fun, something, easy.
Sure.
Not easy, but, something more lighthearted. I mean, that's what he directed. That Thing You Do is the same.
That Thing You Do is good.
Yeah, but it's that same kind of like lightness, that same kind of happiness.
Right, but That Thing You
like
Do
when
was
he directs,
saying,
maybe that's
saying
what he
a lot
wants.
more.
Yeah.
And
I'm
there
just
was
saying
a lot-
why he would want to do
Oh,
this.
sure.
Yeah. No, I get That Thing You Do is really good. Yeah.
Let me tell you what I don't like in this film at all. They're the end credits.
Oh, they're insufferable.
I hate.
They're super indie. That's like something I think you'd see at the end of a Diablo Cody movie. I don't know. I thought they were so dumb.
I hate the fact that they waved. Did you watch the whole thing?
I watched about a quarter of it, and then I was just like,
so they're on the moped, and if you haven't seen the movie, or hopefully you have, Julie Roberts' characters on the. It's basically Julie Roberts and Tom Hanks because they're not their characters. She's on the back of the moped, and they're clearly like in a studio, and they've got the credits rolling, and they got like surrealistic backgrounds.
Yeah.
And they're smiling and driving, and you're like, what? And then at the end of that, on that whole thing,
right?
They like look to the camera and they wave like, and I'm like, what?
We come together.
Oh no, it's not even that. Like, give me that song and I'll be okay with that.
Shoot that.
It's like it's just like you said, it's insufferable.
It's really. I couldn't. I made it through a quarter. I was like, is something gonna happen? No. All right.
Like, and I know I can probably be accused of being a cynicism, a cynic, and somebody who is, and I'm not completely. I'm very optimistic. I'm just pessimistically optimistic. But there's a line that goes over the line where I'm like, come on, man, no. Like I want to like you, don't make me hate you. Like that's what I'm thinking. But you have to go watch the credits again because they're just like, hey, I'm like, you're not Superman, okay? I don't know what's happening here. So I guess, Mike, who would you recommend this to?
I mean
everybody.
You all should watch it. I mean, it's inoffensive. It's fine. It's nice. If you're looking for a nice movie that's a quick watch this. But like I said, I'd rather watch Crazy Stupid Love. It's like having vanilla cake with vanilla frosting, which I also really like.
But it's just, blah.
Yeah. There's nothing going on in this movie.
No.
It's a nice movie. It's an easy watch, but I'd rather watch like Crazy Stupid Love. I'd rather watch Harry.
I'd rather watch Hard Eyes again, which I liked. So
you're dating yourself because this comes out 10 weeks.
I don't care. I just watched Hard Eyes. We record ahead of time.
Yeah, I mean, people that like those kind of movies, you could watch this. I just don't think you're gonna get anything out of it. You're gonna go, oh, that's nice, and you'll forget you watched this movie.
Yeah. Like, totally.
I don't remember anything about this movie.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
So then, why is it forgotten? Because of all that.
Here's the thing. You put this on the big list. I picked this. No,
I did not.
You put this on the big list.
You're making shit up because there's no way.
You put this in the big list. I picked this for this season. I honestly don't remember if I saw this movie.
I don't know.
I thought I did.
I don't know why it's on the list.
Now I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know why it's on the big list. I can't tell you.
Because I think that's the thing. It's like, you probably forgot why it's on the, because who knows? It's a movie that just disappears after you watch it. I think that's why it's forgotten. It's a movie about Tom Hanks in it. Tom Hanks has done 8 bajillion films.
It's a lot of movies.
All of which are like better than this movie. Not that this movie is bad, but he just makes does incredible things in films. And it's like, you're going to forget this movie. Like you're going to forget that movie he did where he's in the house the whole movie. Because no one's going to remember that movie.
Money Pit.
No, the one that just came out with Robert Zemeckis directed. House.
I liked Here.
You're probably the only one.
No, I'm not. I'm not the only one. I liked Here. I told you it's not just about him. I told you to watch it.
I'll watch it.
You don't watch enough stuff. You're too busy wrapped up in your Daredevil rewatch.
Oh, come blow me.
Whoa.
But I think you're just gonna watch something else that's Tom Hanks, and I think that's why it's forgotten. I think it's got a good cast, but there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on that's gonna make you remember it. Like I know you're bringing up Harry and the Hendersons.
That was a good
but
analogy.
I bring up Crazy Stupid Love because like there's all those characters have something like at least a moment in the film where you're going to remember that scene. You might forget the name of the movie because I forget the names of everything, but you're going to remember the movie. And this one, in 2 weeks from now, or when I'm editing this movie, I'm going to forget all the scenes we talked about. When I'm editing, I'm going to be like, oh, I forgot that's what this movie is. Because I think it's a very forgettable movie. Not a bad movie, but super forgettable.
All right.
Nothing to add?
Why? No, you said it. What?
Do you agree with that?
That it's super forgettable?
Yeah.
I mean, I've told you I forgot about it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to, I don't know. I'm like at a loss because I can't connect with it and I probably never will. And it's great tonight. It's nice to see him, but I'd rather watch Hanks and Julie Roberts in other films together and other movies separately. What's the movie they did together with, Charlie Wilson's War. Like they're in that together.
That's
fine.
That's a good movie.
Give me that. I'd rather see them in other stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So where can they find us?
You can find us at ForgottenCinemaPodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts or watch your shows. We're on YouTube, Spotify, all that. Like I said at the beginning, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. What's your favorite Tom Hanks film? What's your favorite Julia Roberts film? Let us know in the comments below. And what do you think about Harry and the Henderson? Should we add that to our Forgotten Cinema list? Let us know. If you want
Harry Henderson is a good movie.
I love that movie. I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
John Lithgow.
I'd want to watch it again.
Well, go watch it again. Stop watching Daredevil.
We'll put it on the list.
I shouldn't have to put on a movie on a list for you to watch it.
Can't rewatch that. I have so many other new things to watch.
You don't even watch those.
I know. Anyway, if you enjoy Forgotten Cinema, we also have a Patreon where we have exclusive episodes just for you. We also have discounts for the merch store, Discord access, all that good stuff on Patreon. You can join it for free just to get updates on our shows and what's going on as well. Yeah, like I said, we got a merch shop, so you can get some merch if you'd like as well, like this fancy Forgotten Cinema mug right here.
Join us next week. We're going to be doing Jarhead, the 2005 film starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Jamie Foxx, Chris Cooper, Bill Skarsgård, a bunch of other people, directed by Sam Mendes. This is a movie I watched in the theater, and that's it. So this will be another one I do not remember a whole heck of a lot about.
Same as me.
And I'm sure it's not going to be that feel-good film we tried to watch this week. So that's next week. Jarhead. Find it if you can. I don't even know where we can find it. Looks like we're going to have to rent it if we want to. So we'll figure that out, Butler. All right. So that's next week. Until then, everyone, have a great rest of the week. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Sorry that we couldn't be more helpful with Larry Crowne, but we'll try better next time. I'm Mike Field.
I'm Mike Butler.
And this has been Forgotten Cinema. Shilling for Forgotten Cinema.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our episode for Larry Crowne. If you are in a Tom Hanks kind of mood after watching our discussion for Larry Crowne, we have Joe versus a Volcano that we did a couple seasons ago. That should be right above me here. Check that out.
If you'd rather not do the romantic comedy route, you'd rather do some action, check out our now showing episode for The Accountant 2, which is hopefully above me with Ben Affleck and John Bernthal. Yeah, we both like that. So thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This is Forgotten Cinema.
Oh, yeah.